Hi, my name is Katalin. I'm the owner of POW MMA in Chicago's West Loop. This is actually my dad, Tom. I actually started boxing because my dad was a boxer when he was a kid, doing the Golden Gloves and CYO. And I thought that I would do a little bit on how to hold the mitts properly. So there's a lot of opinions on holding the mitts, and most of them are really correct. But I'm most concerned about the alignment that the mitt has in relation to your shoulder joint and how you absorb punches in your body. It's really important that you don't set your shoulders up for injury when doing a lot of mitt work. So the most beginner way to hold mitts is what I call a static position. And the keys are to hold the mitts the width of your partner, and hopefully they're fairly close in size to you so you're not working with someone that completely outweighs you, and that they are slightly angled in towards the puncher as opposed to what I call a goal post. This is not a safe way to hold the mitts. You're really going to be taking a lot of strain through your shoulder. You're going to feel it in your rotator cuff. And posture is important as well. So when I hold the mitts and you're starting out, I say stay in the same fighting stance as your partner. So my dad, Tom, here is going to set up as a right-handed fighter. So I'm going to sit in a right-handed stance as well. I'm going to hold the mitts out and make sure that I'm at a good distance from him, so that when he starts jabbing, he's not overreaching and possibly hyperextending his elbow. So these are really important tips for beginners. And I'm not going to hold the mitts like this because this is just totally out of context. I'm going to hold it the width of his body. His left jab and right cross are going to go across to the opposite mitt so that the left mitt absorbs the left jab, the right cross absorbs the right, with the right hand, excuse me. So when he throws a 1-2, I'm very connected to him, and if you notice, I actually kind of move the mitts in time on the center. So even though I'm holding them like this, I'm bringing them slightly in, which eventually will be the technique you will use as you become more of an intermediate or advanced mitt holder. The other thing that I do is I catch the punch. I don't slam the punch. So Dad, jab really light because I want to show what not to do. As he jabs, I don't slam and smash his hand because that's going to hurt him. I catch it. I absorb it. So he just jabs and I absorb. I don't want to let him throw my arm away because what's going to happen is he's going to misjudge his distance and hyperextend, okay? So as he jabs, I'm catching. It's really important to get this touch down, and this is really how you can prevent injuries in your partner's hand and elbow. As a partner, I make sure I'm always setting this jab up perfect for him and time. I want to set him up to succeed in boxing. That's my job as the mitt holder. And I want to make sure that the pad is in a place that translates into all the other elements of the sport. So, Dad, back in a right-handed stance. Switch. I don't hold it here because we don't really jab at chest level. I hold it at about his forehead, which helps him to also keep his hands up. As soon as my mitts start to lower, his hands are going to start lowering, so I'm not really helping him to reinforce his guard. So this is how I hold it for a jab, right above, and this is how I hold it for a cross. No, stay right-handed, Dad. Right hand. There. When I absorb the cross, I come in and meet it. So when I'm holding it for now a jab cross, they are right in place in the center of his body. My stance is the same as his stance so that I keep him in contact. If I just stand like this really lazy, it's going to start coming back. My hands are going to get wide. I'm going to start taking it in my lower back and in my shoulder joint. So that would be a basic how to hold the mitts, particularly for a beginner, for the jab cross combination. The jab cross combination.